everyone, and thank you for watching Learn channel. We are very happy to welcome you in our newest episode. I am Teuta, and today with me is Trena.
Hello from me, and thank you for being with us. Today at Learn TV, we're presenting a very hot topic currently in the Middle East, the so-called Saudi Vision 2030. As our guests, we are welcoming Oliver Efremov, who is the Director of Learning and Development within L3RN Institute, and Minas Kehian, our L3RN expert trainer in soft skills.
They will help us understand in what terms Saudi Arabia thinks about its future and how can education help Saudi achieve their goals of their vision.
Let us engage our first guest for today. Oliver, welcome. Thank you for coming in today.
Welcome, ladies, and salam alaikum to everyone watching. Thank you for having me to the show.
Alaikum salam. Oliver, we keep hearing about Saudi Vision 2030. What does it mean for Saudi Arabia and more specific to the education sector?
Well, I think that question can be answered in about maybe more than 35 million different answers if you ask the Saudi population. But Saudi Vision 2030 is, we have official definition. It was launched 2016, and its official definition is that it's an action plan to transform the kingdom and to make it a little less oil-dependent as a nation and as a country. But unofficially, I mean, the way I see it and the way many of the people that I work with and that I cooperate on day-to-day activities, it's a, how should I put it in layman terms, it's a window to the future. It's an opportunity for growth, and it's a practical case study of how a transformational change should be and must be implemented on horizontal level. So to transform a country, it's not to transform, they are not transforming an organization, they're not transforming people, they are transforming a country.
It's a transformation of a country.
Yes, exactly. So this is the, in layman terms, of the Saudi Vision, and as such, it was built on three pillars. One is the first pillar would be to create a thriving economy. Second one is to create a vibrant society, and the third one, the most important one, is to develop and to create a ambitious nation. So these three pillars combined together, they produce a dozen, or I would say 11, VRPs, Vision Realization Programs.
Right.
That are driving the transformational change forward. So these VRPs, they have VRPs, so they're total 11. So one of them is, healthcare transformation program, one VRP. Another one would be privatization program. Another one would be quality of life program, or QOL. And the most important one, according to me, is the human capital development program, which is meant for the people. So because the people are the actors that are driving the change forward. Without the people, without investing in them, then it will be just a piece of paper. So we have a Vision 2030, and this is a piece of paper. A single institution cannot drive the change. It is the people. So this is the most important of the VRPs, Human Development Program, and this is where L3RN is active as such, which is empowering the people, Human Development Program, to drive the change towards.
Right.
So this is how the Saudi Vision 2030 is put into layman terms of how the people, the locals, are seeing it.
You're just putting a good hand there.
Oliver, as part of the Saudi Vision, upskilling and training pays attention to different training scopes. Considering your experience, the accent in training demand was more focused on soft skills or technical skills?
Well, they are not mutually excluded because, for example, you cannot have a finance manager without good presentation or listening skills.
Absolutely.
So the people need to not just upskill, they also need to cross-skill. To build up, to develop, they need to produce ideas, and vice versa. You cannot have a CEO with a finance background without, let's say, excellently developed listening skills. So they are you have to have both. You have to be technically competent in a certain area, but you also have to be competent in professional settings. So you need to understand how to listen to people, how to manage them, how to run and manage conflicts effectively, etc., etc. So they are not mutually excluded. They are intertwined for the well-developed eye or for a well-developed professional.
Right.
Basically, having mixture of these skills makes the perfect
mixture.
leader.
Yes, even with the most, I would say, difficult professions, let's say the DevOps or the IT professions, because they are back office and what they do is they code and they provide, the job is very technical, but still these people, they need presentation skills, they need listening skills in order to present their product, in order to understand their customers and their clients. So they must be mutually intertwined. And organizations who understand this concept that technical skills and professional skills must be, soft skills as they call it, must be intertwined, they are successful.
Oliver, Women Business Leaders, Fresh Graduates Program, and Agile Transformation. These were famous topics as part of Saudi Vision 2030. In your opinion, which topic made most impact in the development of Saudis?
Well, those three programs are one of the, those are 3 of the 7 programs that we developed in learning and development in L3RN with our team of experts. And I would say the 3 of them have a substantial rate of success because the 3 tackle different aspects of personnel in a company or in an organization. For example, before the launch of the Saudi Vision 2030, the voice of women leaders was not heard well enough or as it should have been heard. And the program of developing women leaders into having to hear their voice is a I would say very successful project, and because you need to put women in women leaders and to provide them enough room or space for ideation, for brainstorming, because they can and they will change the world, because we are in the business of changing worlds. We are not in the business of developing people or in training per se. We are changing worlds through training or through developing people. Now, Saudi Vision 2030 or Human Capability Development Program itself targets the development of the people as drivers towards implementing the Saudi Vision 2030. Now, these 3 projects, women business leaders, new hires, and the third one was Agile Transformation. They tackle transformational change in an organization, public or private sector, horizontally. So they are not changing, they are empowering the leaders or the new hires to take on new roles when the time comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And they are getting the voice of the women being heard in that specific setting, whether it could be government agency, ministry, public sector, bank, or whatever the organization would be. So the 3 have substantial success with our clients in Saudi Arabia, and we are very proud to have been running them for, I would say, 3-4 years now, and we're looking forward to furthering and developing them in the future, in the next 8 years until the Saudi Vision is completed. But I'm sure that it will be much more.
Absolutely.
Oliver, we know that educational training and delivery has changed quite a lot during the pandemic. What do you think of the effects of online learning? Is it affecting the development pace of Saudi Vision?
I have a rather unorthodox opinion of the online learning. I'm in this sector for a dozen years now, 11 and a half, maybe 12 years inside the kingdom. And I look at online learning differently. I mean, I also changed through COVID myself as well. But you see, the difference between online learning, whether it will be live, virtual, instructor-led, or self-paced, or pre-recorded sessions, and in comparison with the face-to-face classical sessions that we had before, the difference is that with the face-to-face training sessions, you have the instructors have the burden of entertainment. So you need to entertain and train plus conveying knowledge.
Right.
Whereas with the online training or live virtual or instructor-led training, the part of entertainment is broken down into pieces that are not even visible, because you are seeing the instructor on a screen, or the sessions are pre-recorded, and it dulls the training experience itself. However, the world transforms itself, and we are following through. In some aspects, we are leading that transformation with e-learning, with live virtual setting, and we are innovative enough to come up with new ideas month to month, quarter to quarter, so we can tackle that issue with the entertainment part inside the training. We, in order to tackle this issue with the entertainment part in live virtual or e-learning sessions, we have signed numerous agreements, one of which is with Kahoot, not leading but the top gamification online center in the world, where we provide entertainment as well through the learning experience, because that's, you need to, you see, psychologically you need to get the attention of 20 people in a virtual classroom, to pay attention for 6-7 hours in order to transfer the knowledge. If there is no entertainment in that part, then you are losing the attention that they should be spending inside that e-learning or virtual classroom. And having realized that issue, we took actions immediately. It was last year after negotiations, and we are very confident that this partnership will streamline a nice set of results in future. As a matter of fact, we have great feedback now with a couple of customers already trying that product. And this is how I would say my unorthodox view of the e-learning setting in comparison with the face-to-face training. However, as I said, the world transforms, we transform by itself, we transform through the world. In some aspects we are leading that transformation, and this will continue in future. We are following the generation Z, or as Nigel says, generation C, the generation that clicks. And with this following, we are trying to provide for their needs, to have more vibrant products, to have products that are more accessible to the general public, and to have products that are competitive enough to be included in the Human Capital Development Program under Saudi Vision 2030. Because let's not forget, before Saudi Vision 2030, people were getting trained because there was budget for training, or because it was their turn to get the training. But now people are competing for growth, they are competing for ideas, and they are competing to bring benefit forward to that organization, bank, agency, public sector, private sector. So now we have a different motivation to tackle for the people who are attending training courses, whether through L3RN or through any other training organization. I mean, the world of training is not as it was before 2016.
How beautiful that is for the country, people to compete for improvements, for knowledge.
Education.
It is beautiful, and we are enjoying our hosts, Saudi Arabia, and we are enjoying our stay there. And again, I would like to stress the most important part here is that the Saudi Vision 2030 is and should be regarded as a practical case study that has shown results how a horizontal transformational change should be implemented. So I guess the people who wrote it 2016 and put it into effect, I mean, it was probably in process of designing well before 2016, but I guess that kind of document can prove that if a country can change its ways horizontally from all aspects, then we can change, you know, households, we can change small organizations, boutique shops, anything can change. It's a perfectly designed case study for a transformational change.
Absolutely.
Oliver, thank you so much for your answers. And now we would like to connect to Minas and welcome him in our show. Minas, hello, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely our pleasure.
Minas, pleasure to have you with us. As you may have heard the conversation that we had with Oliver, we were talking about Saudi Vision. My question for you is about the dynamic markets for technical and administrative training in Saudi Arabia. Graduates of training programs in healthcare, agriculture, and teaching are steadily filling professional positions throughout the country. What does your experience say? Which are the most popular technical training programs in Saudi Arabia?
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, there are various topics of trainings that can be provided in Saudi Arabia, helping the youth, the young generation, to contribute to the Vision 2030. Actually, to answer your question, I would like to separate the trainings into two main sectors, if you want. One of them would be called technical trainings, narrow, focused, specialized, and the other sector would be the soft skills training. Well, as said earlier by my friend Oliver, the two ends, they complement each other. You cannot do which one without the other. But if you are asking me which one is much more spread or widely known or implemented, I would say the soft skills are much widerly used or implemented because everyone, even if he or she is in a technical department or profession, at a certain point, they need to obtain those set of skills in order, for example, to lead. One can start as a computer programmer at the beginning, and then with time, gradually he or she will be promoted to team leader or manager or something. At that point, they need to obtain, for example, the necessary skills which is related to, for example, leadership. So leadership courses are the topics which can be found under the list of soft skills trainings, alongside with some technical trainings, for example, quality. We have accredited certifications about accredited trainings regarded to certain positions, like as I've said earlier, quality. But still, the soft skills, I think it's much more spread and dominant, if you want, in each and every field and each and every rank, if you want.
Right. Thank you for your answer.
Minas, what do you think about the help of technology and training in minimizing the education gap between urban and rural areas?
Yeah, excellent question. Nowadays, widely used, right? Technology actually are seen by us as a mean. It's not the end, it's a mean. We use technology in order to facilitate, solve a lot of issues that we face. One of them could be as you mentioned, the geographical locations, the urban and the rural,
Yes.
Populations. Yeah, that's a great help. So technology is shortening the distances, as we have experienced during the COVID pandemic. We were kind of obliged to use the LVT distance learning techniques through technology. And that was a great help indeed. And in fact, this technology helped a lot of trainees, especially in Saudi Arabia, especially with the enterprises that they have spread all over the kingdom, from the east to the far west, thousands of kilometers away, and the trainees were gathered within a virtual training room. And we did this a lot. And it was really, really helpful and, very effective to deliver trainings, shortening the distances among the kingdom in itself. I had trainers from Khubar and Dammam and, Jeddah and Riyadh, and Ihsa. We were spread across the kingdom, and yet we were in the same room using the technology.
Yes.
Minas, and what steps are being taken to improve teaching techniques and methods in relation to Saudi Vision 2030?
Yeah. So as stated earlier, Saudi Vision, sometimes I ask my trainees, what do you think? What's Saudi Vision? And they go, it's like new cities, new projects, NEOM, railways and stuff. And I say, you missed the most important part in Saudi Vision, and that's the human capital. Saudi Vision is, the change of the mindset towards the future of the kingdom. This is led by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He has this mindset, and our part is to spread or imitate this mindset among the young generation, the next generation, or the current generation who are on the workforce. And yes, to achieve this vision, we have to go through tremendous, profound changes in our educational system, in the way we deliver things. At L3RN, we don't deliver the traditional way, never. We have our own style, our own signature, which is based on the learning by doing thing. We teach by implementation. This is the way that we do it. Even if we do it online, we have shifted the whole thing. The activities and the tests that we do, we shifted those things into online. That's why our online sessions as well are very, very successful.
Yeah.
I have numbers of achievements that I can prove, show, documented achievements that we have when we were training Saudi young generation, male and female, whether they are experienced, working, or fresh graduates. We help them a lot to achieve, or to invest by their capital, brain capital, I mean, in the succession of the Vision 2030.
Yeah. Correct. Thank you so much for your answer again.
Gentlemen, last but not least, distance learning is also becoming a very popular option in Saudi Arabia. Students are now interested in taking distance courses with reputable educational institutions in the United States. Do you think that training providers should collaborate with United States educational academies and institutions? Oliver, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that any training provider should, operating in Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the world, should and must partner with any training provider outside of that field of operation or inside that field of operation, regardless if it's US or Japanese or Belgium or Russian-based institute or technology, because now we need to think differently. I mean, Saudi Vision teaches us that the world is a global village. So there is no need for US-based companies or Saudi-based companies. So you can just go online and get a methodology from, Egyptian-based companies or Japanese-based companies. I mean, technology is everywhere and it's accessible. And any company, any organization, based on their mission, vision, and based on where they want to be in the next 10, 15, 20 years, they must do a research or detailed analysis, what they need to get there. If what they need to get there is an Egyptian technology or Egyptian mindset or Egyptian methodology in training, they need to get that technology. Well, if they need New York Institute of Finance or whatever institute, State University of Carolina, they apply there and they get that technology or that know-how. If they want, they can go to and then apply, Six Sigma from the Japanese, which is the perfect solution for operations. But again, I think anyone should partner with anyone, any other organization, in order to perfect I mean, there is no perfection, but in order to be as close to perfection as possible when offering services to customers and clients. Again, we are changing worlds, and we don't need to think about US-based companies or Egyptian. It's a global village, so you can just get it online and whatever suits the needs of the company or organization.
Keep pursuing.
Minas,
Thank you so much.
what are your insights in regards of this matter? Do you agree with Oliver?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, I agree with Oliver. And as said, Vision 2030 is the core of the Vision 2030 is to diversify, the revenues, to diversify the system that we work in, and of course to diversify the education as well. So, in this sense, whatever the source is, if it is U.S. or Great Britain or Japanese source, that's not the point. The point is we should have as much as diversified education as we can, provided that all the sources, all these materials, and the delivery should be, shifted from the passive learning to the active learning, from the static to dynamic learning. If we can achieve this, and that's our mission in L3RN, if we can achieve this in the market, I think we will be one of the main contributors to the success of Vision 2030.
Gentlemen, Minas, Oliver, thank you very much for all the information you shared with us, and thanks for being part of this show. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, it was.
Thank you. The pleasure was mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was all for today's episode, and thank you so much for following us. There are more hot topics coming in the next coming days in our channel.
Please feel free to leave us a comment or write if you think there is a topic we can cover for you. Just drop us a message and we will review it with our team. Until next time, stay tuned.
Thank you, Oliver.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.